Hypothetically speaking, what if the Earth suddenly stopped rotating? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that our planet, this massive spinning orb we call home, has come to a complete halt. No warning, no explanation, just silence. You step outside expecting the usual hum of life, but something feels off. The air is eerily still, and the horizon looks different somehow. Birds aren't flying, rivers aren't flowing, and the sun seems frozen in place. What would happen next? Let's dive into this mind-bending scenario, a journey into what might unfold if the Earth's rotation came to an abrupt stop. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. To understand the chaos that would ensue, let's first break down how Earth rotates. Our planet spins on its axis once every 24 hours, creating the cycle of day and night that we've come to depend on. This rotation isn't just a fun fact, it's fundamental to life as we know it. The spin generates the Coriolis effect, which influences weather patterns, ocean currents, and even the direction water swirls down a drain. But what happens if this motion suddenly stops? The consequences would be nothing short of catastrophic. The atmosphere, which is in constant motion due to Earth's rotation, wouldn't stop immediately. It would continue moving at speeds of over 1,000 miles per hour near the equator, while the ground beneath it comes to a sudden halt. This mismatch between the stationary surface and the still-moving air would create winds stronger than anything humanity has ever experienced. These winds would rip through cities, tearing apart buildings, uprooting trees, and sending debris flying at deadly speeds. The sheer force of these winds would make hurricanes look like gentle breezes in comparison. But the destruction wouldn't stop there. Earth's rotation also plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance of our planet's systems. Without it, gravity's distribution across the globe would shift dramatically. The centrifugal force caused by Earth's spin currently causes the planet to bulge at the equator. If the rotation stopped, this bulge would gradually flatten, causing massive geological upheavals. Oceans would begin to redistribute themselves, flooding some areas while leaving others completely dry. Coastal cities like New York, Tokyo, and Rio de Janeiro would vanish beneath towering walls of water, while landlocked regions might emerge from beneath the waves. Now imagine standing on the equator when this apocalyptic event occurs. You'd feel the ground shake violently as the planet grinds to a halt. Within seconds, the air around you would become a roaring, chaotic maelstrom. Winds exceeding 1,000 miles per hour would tear through everything in their path. Skyscrapers, once symbols of human ingenuity, would crumble like sand castles in a storm. Trees would be uprooted and flung miles away, and anything not bolted down would become a deadly projectile. Survival in such conditions would be nearly impossible. And then there's the oceans. Water, like the atmosphere, would retain its momentum after the Earth stops spinning. Entire oceans would surge toward the poles, creating tsunamis of unimaginable scale. These waves could reach heights of hundreds or even thousands of feet, obliterating entire continents in their wake. Coastal regions, home to billions of people, would be wiped off the map. Inland areas wouldn't fare much better. As the water redistributed itself, new land masses might emerge, but they'd likely be barren wastelands unsuitable for human habitation. The effects wouldn't be limited to the surface. Beneath our feet, tectonic plates would react violently to the sudden loss of rotational energy. Earthquakes would ripple across the globe, triggering volcanic eruptions and further reshaping the planet's surface. Cities built near fault lines would be devastated, and even those far from seismic hotspots wouldn't be safe. The very ground beneath us would become unstable, forcing humanity to adapt or perish. Wait a minute, we haven't even talked about the weather yet. With no rotation, one side of the Earth would face the sun perpetually, baking under relentless heat, while the other side would plunge into eternal darkness. Talk about a real mood killer for those stuck in the dark half. On the sunny side, temperatures would soar to unbearable levels, turning vast stretches of land into deserts hotter than Death Valley. Meanwhile, the dark side would freeze solid, with temperatures plummeting to Antarctic extremes. Life as we know it would struggle to survive in either scenario. Oh, and let's not forget about the magnetic field. Earth's rotation contributes to the dynamo effect that generates our protective magnetic shield. Without it, solar winds would strip away our atmosphere, exposing the surface to harmful cosmic radiation. So while you're busy worrying about whether you'll fry or freeze, you'd also have to contend with the possibility of being bombarded by radiation. Fun times, right? So, hypothetically speaking, what if the last thing we saw was the sun setting forever on one side of the Earth? Imagine watching that final sunset, knowing it would never rise again. For those on the dark side, the stars would remain fixed in place, unchanging, as if frozen in time. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The end of Earth's rotation would mean the end of so many things we take for granted. The rhythm of day and night, the predictability of seasons, the delicate balance that allows life to thrive. But don't worry, this scenario is purely hypothetical. For now, let's enjoy the beautiful cycle of day and night while it lasts. After all, Earth's rotation is what keeps life as we know it ticking along. It's a reminder of how fragile and interconnected our world truly is. And who knows, maybe someday, humans will find a way to harness the power of planetary mechanics or prevent such a catastrophe altogether. Until then, let's marvel at the miracle of a spinning planet and the wonders it brings.